Academica Media. You are listening to Charter School Superstars, bringing you the voices of an education revolution.
Our live stream from the Florida Charter School Conference here in Orlando, Florida. I'm Ryan Kairalla from Academica Media. Joining me is a board member at Mater Academy Incorporated. And that board member is Idalia Suarez. One of my favorite people, works with us a lot at Doral College, and I very much appreciate having her there. And we're going to talk with more folks from Mater. We have Monica Cueto, the principal from Mater Academy Palms, coming in just a bit. But before we bring her on and before we talk to Ms. Suarez here, I want to tell you a little bit about what we're going to be doing for the next 7 hours, assuming, of course, that our internet holds.
It will.
Well, that I love your optimism. We're going to need every bit of it to get through the next 7 hours here. The purpose of our live stream today is to celebrate 25 years of charter schools in Florida, 25 years of amazing networks like Mater Academy and all the other folks that we're going to be talking to today. And we think about the humble beginnings of charter schools in Florida, right? Where it all began, just a couple small schools in a couple cities. And now the charter sector is massive in Florida, hundreds of thousands of students getting amazing education throughout the state. It's so much to celebrate, and that's why we're celebrating here today. But even though it is a birthday for charter schools in Florida, the present is actually going to belong to you, the viewers, because here's what we're doing, all right? You might have noticed, if you are a more perceptive viewer, that there is a QR code that is appearing in the corner of your screen right now. Here's how this works. If you click that QR code, it will take you to a Linktree page of all of the social media accounts for Academica Media, our Facebook, our Twitter, YouTube, what have you. And what you do is if you follow, like, subscribe any of those accounts, you will be entered into a drawing to win a $100 Amazon gift card. We will announce.
Amazing.
Yeah, right. We're getting people paid for celebrating charter schools here. And so the winner will get that gift card. We're going to announce the winner at the end of the live stream. And so anytime between now and then, just click that QR code. You get your little camera out and get the QR code. It'll take you to the Linktree page. Every account you subscribe to. So if you like the Twitter account, if you like the Facebook, or follow the Twitter account. I always get the social media jargon wrong. If you follow the Twitter account, if you like the Facebook account, if you subscribe to the YouTube account, that is 3 chances to win. So we'd love for y'all to do that right now. Follow Academica Media and all the great programs that we have on our network. So excited to have them. Okay, let's get to what we really want to do here. Let's do the interviews here. Ross, if you could, Ross, hardworking producer over there, making this all happen, keeping everything glued together. Can you bring on Monica Cueto for us? See if we can pop on her screen as well. Thumbs up if we have her, Ross. All right. So it is a Mater start to our interview, and we love it. So in addition to having Idalia Suarez here, a board member at Mater Academy Incorporated, we have the principal at Mater Palms Academy, not too far from where we are here in Kissimmee, Florida. And you can find out more about this awesome K-8 school by visiting www.materpalms.com. Monica, how are you doing?
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm doing well. How do I look?
Well, I actually can't see you, but I think I saw you before the broadcast, and you were looking pretty terrific there.
Too. You look amazing as always.
When it comes to matters of board decisions or anything else, I'm always inclined to trust Idalia Suarez's judgment there. So I'm sure you're looking great. And I appreciate you being our first interview of the day while we're sorting through what I'm sure is going to be a whole bunch of technical issues and being our guinea pig here. But I'm excited to talk about your school. I love the K-8 schools, love the Central Florida charters. You guys are doing some really cool things there. I've heard a lot of great stuff about what Mater Palms is doing on the parent and community involvement side. Can you reflect a bit for us on some of the initiatives you guys are doing over there?
Well, first of all, good morning to both you and Idalia. It's great to be able to be with you all today and talk to any of the viewers that are listening. But I have to say that when we opened Mater Palms Academy 5 years ago, it was the dream come true, at least for me as a school site administrator. I had been working in several schools throughout my career, but never had the opportunity to open something from the ground up. So that was pretty amazing. Coming in knowing that the school was pretty much surrounded by different communities in the area, I knew that we needed to always have that community vibe, that community feel, bringing parents to the building, right? That was something that
Sure.
all schools and all principals and all leaders kind of know that the stakeholders and getting their buy-in is so important to the success of a school. But we literally are surrounded by communities here, so it was a no-brainer, right? So the first thing that we did is obviously we welcomed them in. It wasn't during the times that we're facing now, where adults are welcome in the building and you could have events like that. Now with the pandemic, things have changed a little bit, but for the most part, we basically, aside from tours, just let them know what Matter Palms was all about, what the Matter Network was all about, all of our successes, all of our schools, everything that we've developed so far, to get them to recognize, because you have to understand, Ryan, that we are the second Matter school in Osceola. Matter Brighton, our sister school, being, of course, the first, and I was so lucky to be able to open that as well. So,
Community. Oh,
yeah.
I was just going to say, community engagement is one of the biggest challenges, especially for a new charter school, when you have to start from zero. But one of the exciting things about being in a network like Matter is that when a new school starts up, they're not starting from zero. They have a large network behind them, resources and partnerships. And oftentimes they're not the first school in that area, as is the case with Miss Cueto's school. Talk a little bit about what the Matter Network does when a new school comes in to make sure that they can integrate themselves into the community and really make an impact right away. Yeah.
Ryan, actually, I'm glad that you asked that question because as a board member, first of all, just a little history about myself, and we're celebrating 25 years.
Woo!
Matter was, I believe, one of the second charter schools that opened in Miami-Dade County back in 97, and I was a teacher assistant. So I worked with the first Matter that opened for 10 years. I left and I became a principal at Somerset, and now I have the honor and the privilege to serve as a board member in Matter and kind of come home. So to be a part of this network and see that we've been around for 25 years and the power of the network and the support that brings to that we bring to all the schools that we open. So I remember when Matter Brighton Lakes opened and when Matter Palms opened, and Monica Cueto being appointed as the principal, and we together with Judy Marty, which was the chief academic officer, would go to Central Florida and just make sure that they felt the support, that although they were the first and the second school in Osceola, they were not alone. They had a huge backup of support from colleagues, their board members, whatever challenges they had, we assisted in helping them work through them, and it is so amazing to see how they have flourished and how they have become a beacon in that neighborhood. And now we have other charter schools that are going to be opening up in the Central Florida in the next couple of years. We're expanding. Matter is really becoming such a powerful network, and with the CMO grant that we've got, we have to open all these amazing schools, but we come with support and a very talented pool. And now I believe Ms. Cueto is a mentor for new schools that are going to be opening up. So it's amazing to see her shine, the school shine, and I've seen her efforts in bringing in the community and families, and that family feel just continues to grow within all of our schools. It doesn't matter where we are, it happens.
This is one of the things that I love the most about networks like Matter is the opportunities that it provides professionals in that network, in that system, to really explore their full capabilities. It's a great, charter education in general is great for this, but Matter in particular is great at cultivating professional talent, whether it is Idalia Suarez starting off as a teacher's assistant, you just said, right? And now being on the board of directors of the whole corporation, or somebody like Monica Cueto, who is a principal, but has the opportunity to mentor other principals to help grow this network. What an exciting place for an education professional to flourish and bloom. And now I have to ask you, Miss Cueto, talk a little bit about this mentoring work that you're going to be doing, helping out other principals. That sounds pretty exciting.
I'm very excited. Thank you so much, Idalia, for all the kudos, really and truly, from Central Florida. to our Miami, Broward, our Vegas family. Like we really, and I talk a lot about that in our leadership groupings and meetings that we do have, because it's not just us alone. You know, we are part of a family, of a great family, and I think that that is key in really continuing the development of our network and the success. So some of the things that I'm going to be doing, hopefully, is inspiring, instilling, motivating, encouraging other young principals to succeed as we have succeeded here at Mater Palms Academy, and we have succeeded at Mater Brighton and Mater Prep. We and Mater St. Cloud, of course. We have done a numerate, like for example, we've done trainings, we've done mentorships that involve working collaboratively with each other. I think keeping those lines of communication real and open is essential, because a young principal starting out they're going to have a lot of questions. They're going to want someone to guide them. What are some of the key things that I need to do right off the bat? What are some of the things that will help me already succeed, knowing what I already know? Coming into an assistant principal role, moving to a principal role. What do you think, Cueto, are the key things that I need to prepare for? All of that real talk, that's very powerful. And if anybody knows me and anybody out there listening, I always keep it real. So
All right.
I think that's helpful.
All right. You know what? I want to give Miss Cueto a chance to flex her advising muscle here. All right. Let's see what kind of mentoring we're in for. Let's say I'm a new principal, God forbid, and I'm coming to my new mentor,
Okay.
Monica Cueto. It's like my first week. I'm stressed. I'm overwhelmed. I know that there's big opportunities ahead, but I'm just trying to get through those first few days. What's the first piece of advice you're going to give me as a new principal to make sure I'm being mentored right?
I think the
And
first
no
thing,
pressure that your board member's here to like evaluate. She's evaluating you right now, but
yes,
No, no
during
pressure
the
at
day.
all.
During the day, yeah, no, absolutely. I think the most important thing is to give you that grace, right? You need to step back and give yourself a moment. Being a leader, first week opening up a building, it's going to be so different, but yet so amazing. But you need to breathe. You need to relax. You need to, after you do that, you can take into account and really look wisely at what is going on. You can't look wisely at what is going on when you're overwhelmed. So you need to breathe, give yourself the grace, understand that it's a new week for you, it's a new chapter in your life. And I would start making a list of the things that you are seeing. What are some of the things that you're seeing that are you're not comfortable with, things that you're thinking you're not working? And from that point on, we can then start making changes. But you can't make changes if you can't see clearly what's in front of you.
that's sage advice. I think her mentees are in good hands, Ms.
I
Suarez.
think they're going to be in great hands. And I think that not just our mentors, but even I'm a very active board member. I have a vested interest in the success of Mater Academy. And it's a very difficult job to be a principal. And right now, really what we have all gone through, it's been eye-opening. It's a shift in our profession, in our field, and we've all had to embrace this impact, this change. And sometimes a mentor is also just a good ear. I remember when I became a principal, I just had to have someone, because being a principal is a very lonely job, and people don't talk about it. They glorify it, but it's a very lonely job when you're on top. So our principals, they just need someone that they can talk to every single day, just to affirm that the things that they're doing are right, or get feedback that it's something that they can work on or tweak or improve. So I think it's an amazing program that we built out with Matter, where we are assigning mentors to all of our new principals that are jumping on board, and seasoned principals that have opened up schools, because that's the other thing. There's challenges in I think walking into an existing building, and then having to learn the culture, and then start making your changes, your mark. But there's greater challenges opening up a school from the beginning, from the ground
Oh
up.
yeah.
And the job of a principal in a charter school is definitely a lot harder than that of our traditional public schools. we have a lot more autonomy, but with autonomy comes responsibility. So, but I know that with Miss Cueto, those that principal is going to be in good hands.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, whether it is her school or the principals that she's mentoring, they're all in good hands.
Yes.
And that's so good to know. Ms. Suarez, you had mentioned earlier about this CMO grant that Mater Academy received. I don't know if a lot of people follow the news about these federal grants and what they mean. Can you lay out for us quickly what this grant means and what it signifies and what Mater is going to be able to do with this federal grant money?
So this was a huge moment for the Mater history. So the CMO grant is a federal grant. It's a competitive grant, and it's awarded
by the U.S. Department of Education.
Yes,
right?
by the Florida Department for the U.S. Department of Education. We were awarded, I believe it was 2 years ago, the largest sum of money was $58 million to replicate our schools. So what that means is the U.S. Department of Education recognizes Mater as a very strong network of charter schools, and they want us to replicate our schools across the nation. So I believe it's like 33 schools that we have to open in the span of, I think we only have like 3 years left.
Oh man.
We've, I think, gotten half of them approved because I, as a board member, I have to go and defend those charter. It's a wonderful experience going to all these different districts and communities and trying to sell our product. And we've gotten half of them approved. We're applying for more. We are going to meet our goal. I'm very, very hopeful. But it is an honor because with that grant, we get additional dollars to replicate our program and really start at the ground level where we can really be successful. One of the key elements to this grant is that we can hire a principal 10 months before the school opens.
Oh, that's huge.
So it is huge. We get to be proactive. We get to really work with a principal. They can mentor. They can overshadow. They can shadow other principals. They can start their marketing earlier. They can get all the pieces that they need and not have to do it like all of us have done. Open up a school in the summer and just hope that we're ready for the.
Oh, you give me lots of flashbacks. Yeah,
You know how many schools I've opened.
Well, I mean, there's a reason why Mater received this, the largest grant of its kind in American history, and it's the track record of this network and what it has done specifically for minority students, particularly for students of low socioeconomic status, really making great gains there. Let me put it to you this way, okay? Let's say we're at a cocktail party and you have to impress some people very quickly about some of Mater's best stats. What are you going to tell them about what Mater's been able to accomplish for underserved students?
Well, first of all, when you look at our demographics, we really do serve that underrepresented population. But then when you look at our graduation rate, it's cumulatively, pretty much 100%.
Yeah.
But there's more to that because we're also graduating more students with an AA degree. These are
dual enrollment students.
Students, and they're first generation students that are going to college. We are making a difference in these children's lives, and it starts in kindergarten. I have right now. I've had the honor since I started in Mater. I've run into students, and the first thing they're like, "Oh my gosh, I remember that voice, Miss Suarez." And they're adults, they're professionals. They've graduated from Mater. They're already working in our schools. We have a large sum of our Mater alumni already working in our schools. I even believe that we have some that are aspiring leaders that are on track to become administrators in our schools.
Wow.
That's a testament to what we've done.
I thought it was impressive going from being a teacher's assistant to a board member. We're about to have some students who start in the Mater family at kindergarten and are potentially going to be leaders in this organization. How cool is that? I encourage you viewers, if you don't know much about Mater, get yourself informed. Check out Mater Academy Incorporated and check out Miss Cueto's school at matterpalms.com. They're doing some great things over in Osceola County that we're really, really proud of. And boy, I've enjoyed this interview, and I know we got so many more great conversations to come. We're going to take a very quick break.
The views expressed on the preceding program have been those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the views of Academica, its clients, staff, affiliates, or advertisers.